Hello there, this video includes everything I've been doing on Fighter to farm, PvP, make money, and prepare for market. There's a lot of information in this video, so I highly recommend you save the video and then use the chapters in the description to navigate to the parts you want to learn about or remember. I go over bossing, farming, PvPing, I go over specific weapon types, gear rolls, everything. And lastly, I am doing a giveaway for people who are subbed to my YouTube and following my Twitch following my Twitch. Please consider that, and please consider leaving a like and subscribing here if you enjoyed the video. I really do try a lot on these and that helps me a lot. This is the one I think you should always run no matter what, pretty much. I don't think there's any reason to ever take this off. If you want to do some Slayer stuff, I think that's just about the only time. And then you're running like Breakthrough, Adrenaline Rush. So yeah, you can do that, but we're not here to talk about Slayer. I don't play Slayer at all, so I'll recommend this all the time. And then I always run 100% of the time. I either run Sprint and Breakthrough or Sprint and Second Wind, depending on what you're doing. So Breakthrough gets you out of any debuff slow and gets you some additional move speed, right? This is really good for bossing in Goblin caves. It stops you from getting petrified by the Cyclops and slowed by the troll roar. It's really good for that. It's really good against clerics. It helps you get away from the clerics. But overall, Second Wind is just better for PvP in general, and for if you're bossing, getting thirded, because you can instantly heal yourself. Or it's not instant, it's over 12 seconds, right? But if you're running Sword and Shield, which I also recommend, it gives you time to reset without having to reset. Your reset becomes very fast with Second Wind, and it's almost like it gives you like 1.5 health bars. And your health is already going to be insane, right? For perks, this is going to depend on your gear. With the new gear rolls, I think gear is absolutely going to be super insane and unbalanced this patch, or this wipe, for the entire wipe, unless they change things. It's in the current iteration, it's really good we don't have market, because the rolls on gear would be insane. The biscuits people would run. But anyway, this is what I've been running for the most part. I essentially run defense mastery all the time. Gets us 10 armor, and it increases our PDR cap to 75%. Then I run Swift. This is one of the perks where if you have really good gear on and you're rolling movement speed on every piece, you don't need this at all. So this is optional, but we're not going to be running crazy gear today. So I'm going to be taking this. And then a lot of times I'll run either Barricade or Shield Mastery. Shield Mastery is pretty nice, but I like Counterattack as well for the movement speed bonus and the action speed, and then I would take both. So this is what I've been doing a lot of the times. This is kind of my general setup. And I'll talk about weapons in a second and how that might change it. Again, you can run Slayer, right? If you're going to run Slayer, then you kind of need Adrenaline Rush. So you would do something like this. And then you would switch these around as you need, right? But I don't play Slayer. But with the SSF, Slayer is a little bit better than it has been, so that is something to think about. Also, some people run Shield Bash. It's actually not that bad with Pavise. But yeah, you can do that. Yeah, so that's basically what I want to say for perks and skills. As for gear, we're essentially going to be stacking HP PDR. For the most part, that's what we want, and then we want strength and action speed, essentially secondary, right? We're gonna be able to get some MS rolls, but also our sprint is really OP. This ability is disgustingly broken. You can wear plate armor and still hit movement speed cap for a few seconds, so it's pretty insane. A lot of times, if I am going ruins to farm Spectral Knight, I'm running Second Wind. It helps, like I said, getting thirded, and also that boss can be more difficult. You take a lot of damage, so Second Wind is really nice. If I'm bossing in Goblin caves, a lot of times I just run Breakthrough. Breakthrough I think is also sometimes a little bit better in team modes, right? But just remember, if you are running a heater shield, Second Wind is crazy good because you can back up with your shield and you're healing the whole time. That's why this is so good to me. This is kind of generic setup that I've been running. I want to also mention these two perks, Sword Mastery and Weapon Mastery. 99% of the time, I am using either a Longsword or an Arming Sword, right? So if I'm using an Arming Sword, you can take off, depending on what you want to take off, it kind of depends. I think Shield Mastery is really, really good, right? This 50% action speed towards your next block is crazy, right? But you can take this sword mastery. It gives you more damage with every sword, and still gives you a 10 additional move speed, right? So this is really good for longsword. I run this a lot with longsword, and I'll talk about longsword here in just a second because I do love longsword. And then also, me personally, it depends on your preference. I really like weapon mastery. This allows you to bring in things like a recurve bow or a longbow or a morning star, and it's really nice. I would recommend, if you're gonna play weapon mastery, you're gonna have to play the class a little bit differently. It's gonna be more of a kiting class. Again, I don't really play Slayer, but I would assume most people who are playing Slayer Fighter are also going to be running weapon mastery to kite a little bit, because let's see if I even have some Slayer gear. I don't think I do. Yeah, so you'd be running like padded tunics or the Brigadine instead of like full plate. And sometimes Slayers don't even run headpiece. Yeah, so that's how that would work. Yeah, that's basically, as far as weapons go, guys. If you should basically, I'm just gonna go to Squire. You basically should be running Arming Sword, Heater Shield, or you're going to be running Arming Sword, Lantern. Lantern is crazy broken if you're good at it. But the Heater is just the safest, most consistent option, especially like I said, if you're taking that second wind. And as you're blocking and backing up, you're healing yourself. So it's almost like getting a reset for free. It's pretty crazy. So it gives you like, again, like almost like a health bar and a half. That's why it's pretty crazy, right? You have to be careful with some anti-heal stuff, but other than that, you're pretty good for the most part. And then if you're gonna run longsword, so I personally absolutely love longsword, right? And again, if I'm running longsword, I usually will go counterattack and sword mastery, right? Like this. I won't have Slayer on, sorry guys. I'll do like barricade or shield mastery, right? I do something like this, right? And then that's pretty much how I go. And then for your gear, you're just stacking plate. Like your generic plate gear, right? So I don't have crazy gear here, but right, like max health armor pen, right? We want max health. We're looking for max health. We're looking for some movement speed rolls. And that's pretty much it. The gear is going to be pretty easy to go. I love to run, like basically ideal for me is take these off. I like to run rugged boots and then heavy leathers and then like reinforced riveted or even like heavy gauntlets or light gauntlets here. That's what I like, right? If you're again running full plate too without crazy gear, I think it's much better actually to just go ahead and take swift, so you're going to be a lot faster. This removes that movement penalty by 30%. So I think that's really, really strong. Again, guys, I think fighter is really, really strong. If you're a new player, I highly recommend playing fighter. It's insane right now. And then lastly, I wanted to touch a little bit more on longsword. It's kind of tough. So I love the longsword, but it's objectively a worse PvP weapon, right? Because it relies on some level of the enemy messing up and allowing you to predict their weapon swing and get a parry. It's a poor, you should think of longsword, in my opinion, as a poor DPS weapon, a high burst weapon, high damage burst weapon, right? Whereas you're going to get way more consistent DPS with something like this, right? With that being said, what I've been doing a lot is running like sword and shield like this and actually carrying just a white longsword in my inventory. That way I go to boss, I just swap it out, right? I finish boss, I go back to the more consistent PvP option. Put the longsword back away, right? And usually I won't do a blue, it'll just be a white because it's going to do a lot of damage regardless. And then if I find gear, I just drop the white longsword, buy it again for next run. And what I've found, guys, that's kind of funny is if you initiate a fight with sword and shield, people are more willing to just swing on you. And you can actually swap to longsword and actually get easier parries. I have noticed this. You can test this out for yourself. I can also make a full longsword guide video. I love the longsword. It's my favorite weapon in the game, but it's just not as good or not as consistent. You have to be really, really good at it for it to be worth it a lot of times. But it's insane for PvE. Very good for PvE. So I recommend it for bossing. If you know Troll, Warlord, and Spec Knight, it's really, really good. And those are all bosses that are worth it to be farming. Okay, and then I want to talk about the gameplay loop and how I'm actually been making money. And this is my shared stash so far, which I'm pretty proud of. We got a GK. It's been hard since the Rumourable Fog Ward to get troll pelts, but I've been doing more spec anyway. And then farming wolves, a little bit of troll stuff, a little bit of gold, tons of gems, gold bangles, GK, chest. So we've been doing well. Obviously, as you can see, we are not liquid, but that is fine. A lot of people are struggling with raw gold just until market drops. So let's get into game, and I will show you guys the general gameplay loop that I've been doing to make money. Okay, to start, we're going to assume this is like a super humble run, and this should be done in HR, I think, because the loot's way better, but we're actually going to look for this module right here, right? I'll show you why here in a minute. I'm going to have to probably skip to another game because we got a very terrible spawn for that. But again, if you can afford HR, it is just objectively better. The loot is so much better. This is why we love Lantern Shield. Great PvE. Kind of lets you balance out that PvE if you don't have that Longsword. Again, we love action speed with the Armor Sword. And we're just going to slow loot our way through. I don't really take a long round shield normally. But in an ideal world, we'd be slow looking for... We'd be slow looking for this room, and I'll explain why once we get there. I'll hop into a normal after this to show, just to make it a little easier so we don't have to contend with a zone. Another big thing is this is part of our humble runs, right? Is we are looking for plants. The alchemist crafting quests were buffed, where you only need one plant now to craft potions. So waiting for market to drop in crafting pots is going to be really, really nice. These ward weeds are going to be crafting magic pots, and you only need one to craft the rarity above. So this will craft 3 blue magic pots, which is pretty insane. All those type of consumables sell very well on the market. Well, I highly recommend that. This is Cyclops room. We will avoid that because we are just doing a humble run. Just trying to get some money up. Nothing more. We're not trying to fight. There's another ward read right there. See, that's a good blue, right? It's not, it is blue, right? But it's better than what we brought in. Max speed, max health, action speed is what we want. This actually mercurial is better than what I brought in as well. Oh, let me grab the ward read. We're just looking to make some small upgrades. Very simplistic run. Okay, there it is. Okay, so this is the game right after. And this is the module I've identified that we're looking for, so we're gonna head straight there. Okay. Looks like this room's unlooted. This is it. I'll show you guys why this room's so insanely broken. Okay guys, this is the strat. There's a bunch of skeleton corpses on the ground here, as well as a golden chest and a royal coffin. This is usually uncontested, so you get quite a bit of free loot, and it's even better, significantly better, I should add, in High Roller. So you can even play something like a druid or a warlock or something that clears fast or moves very quickly to get here, rat this module, and get out. It's very easy to make even 500 gold in a normal just off this room. Basically looting anything we can sell. We don't have a lockpick, but you certainly can bring lockpicks. I've been riding this room in high roller quite a bit, but it's very, very good at normals as well. It's a little bit easier to do in normals without having to get rid of the, without having to contest with the storm. The big thing you want to make sure you don't forget is the royal coffin. Which it can be in 3 different locations around here, I believe, so just look around for it. This is what it looks like. This is your main priority in looting. See how many gems I just got? It's very good, very OP. The royal coffin is very often over here, guys. That's why I wanted to show you this location. It's very, very often right over here in this corner. See that we have a loot full of treasure. Looks like we hit pile. We did not. So this is like, it's almost like going to the pile for boss for free. It's not quite as good as the pile, but it is free, so you have to keep that in mind. And again, it is, for example, going here in high roller is significantly better on average for me than hitting the pile from boss. That is legitimately how good this room's been. Okay, now that we have our loot, we just take a blue. Going to counter boss, or just boss ourselves. But, just to show you guys the kind of profit you can make. That's 315 gold in a normal. And it can get better if you're lucky. Pretty easy. Right, we also got some gear upgrades. Okay, we spawned in the fake one, so we know that that's not the one we want. So we're looking for this one. This is Troll Room. Or we are looking for, where, let me look, where's Cyclops? Okay, or Cyclops here. And then once both are, this boss is dead and this boss is dead, the rooms are open here. This is a very valuable room. You're kind of cooked. In this clip, I just wanted to show an attempt at me countering boss here. A rogue was on the boss, and I got there just about when he was about to kill the boss, and I just hit him with some crossbow shots, tried to contest and not let him loot it. Then a druid shows up. If you don't know, druid is a very good engage-disengage class. So you should never fight with another player when a druid's around. So just to save y'all time, I'll speed this part up. But essentially, me and this rogue are fighting for both the gold pile below the boss room and for the actual loot from the boss. But this druid is here, so we end up kind of just shooting each other and staring around. I eventually just leave and go to the room I just showed you guys to still go ahead and be able to make some money from this raid. This is a pretty good strategy because it shows you that even if the counter boss fails, we can just reset, get out, go to that room, and still make profit. That's why this is so good. After the failed boss attempt looting this room, I made roughly 200 gold again, but I actually found some pretty good gems, which I can either socket good gear with or sell in the market once that comes out. So it really helps us to make a profit even though the boss attempt failed. And then that's kind of it for the gameplay loop, how I've been making money. One thing I do really want to mention is if you want to play in a duo, it makes it really easy to kill both bosses and you actually go to gold pile room. The gold pile room is the most profitable way to make money in Goblin Caves. It's just highly contested now without Fog of War. And that's pretty much it for the gameplay loop I wanted to show you guys for Goblin Caves. If you know Spec Knight, I will also show that is also very valuable to be able to do spec as well. If my Goblin Cave runs aren't doing super well, or I just want to switch things up, it's very common for me to go into ruins and farm Spec Knight for fabrics. These sell a lot when the market is up, and also it tends to be less contested than the Goblin Caves bosses. For whatever reason, I think most people don't know how to do Spec Knight, especially since most people don't play Longsword Fighter, and that is the best way to do this boss. In an ideal world, you can bring a lot of meds, and you can also do Warlord on the second level. I don't know Warlord yet, but we're working on it. But that is a ton of profit with the Expressman now in the game for you to be able to go into ruins, farm Spec Knight at the Barbican module, which shows in the map down bottom right. And then you can also go to crypts and farm the Warlord boss. I don't recommend doing the Lich boss on Fighter. It's basically just a heal off, and you can get one shot by the orb. But yeah, I make quite a bit of profit doing it this way, and this is where I've pulled almost all the uniques I've gotten so far this wipe. Although I'm not giving you guys a full overview of how to do the bosses in this video, it is very simple. Just like the troll, I'm looking for very specific attacks to parry, and other than that, I'm just avoiding damage. There are two high sweeps, one from the left side, one from the right side. I'm parrying both of those, and then I'm parrying a low sweep as well. Those are the easiest parries in my opinion. There's also a very large overhead that I started parrying recently, that if you duck to the right and look backwards, you can also parry that quite easily as well. And then other than that, it's just circling right and avoiding the jump. So after I killed boss and looted pile, I had a full inventory full of gold, and I extracted and sold the gold. I made, as you can see, significantly more than I made from the Goblin Caves runs, but I also did take a decent amount of gear from this raid, so keep in mind that without market, it looks like you make less profit because you can't immediately liquidate by selling things. So, but I did get a unique helm, which is going to be at least decent for plate locks. And I have some other gear upgrades for my fighter, in addition to that 400 gold that I just made. So that's a pretty solid run, considering it does not take long to do spec if you know the parries. And that is essentially it for the gameplay loop that I do in the ruins. This last section of the video, guys, is the full PvP section. All of these clips, except for the first clip I'm going to show you, were from about 2 hours of my live stream today. I played almost exclusively the Longsword in HR. It's really what I'm more comfortable with and what I find a lot more fun. But I did get some clips for you guys, both with the heater shield and displaying some of the kiting with the serve bow, or a recurve, whatever you choose. I do tend to prefer the serve bow on fighter specifically, but I do also really like the recurve. Also, this first clip I'm going to show you guys, it perfectly displays how much better the longsword player needs to play the matchup to win it. There's a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors thing you can do. Because the longsword player, if he parries you, you can still block the ripostes. That's what makes it so hard. So his best option is to kite with a bow first, shoot you in the legs, and then once you get on him, or if you get on him, he can sort of play a spacing game with the mouse one and poke. That is what usually good longsword players do, is they're going to get damage, so that when they can land one riposte, they can generally just end the fight. And then once the riposte is landed, what you can do as the longsword player is kind of a rock, paper, scissors, because most people are going to assume you're going to aim the riposte for their head. If they have a shield, they're going to immediately crouch and look up. You can try to angle your riposte around their shield, or it's just better to just probably rock, paper, scissors it and aim the riposte for their legs. Sometimes if you go leg for the first one, you can hit them in the head for the second one as they try to block both. It's a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors game, but it definitely favors the guy with the shield. And also, remember, when the longsword hits the shield, there is a recovery time where you're going to get hit afterwards. So PDR is really important on longsword fighter. Again, I do have a few clips of the heater shield, but most of these are going to be longsword in HR. And then I have some clips also where I'm kiting with serve bow as well. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll probably pause to give some voiceover and explain some stuff as I go. The wizard. See how bad it's lag there? No way I died. This guy's really right. Oh, this guy's on me. Dude, this guy's one shot. God, gotta get up. Okay, well. You played that really awful. Make a necklace. I definitely hear someone down here. Eight eyes on the bogey. There is. And once. This guy's a wizard. Oh. Like 4 times now. And he died. Got pieced up with a servo. Oh, there's a guy. The bard. Hit him once. Hit him twice. Hit him 3 times. And he's dead again. Okay. Guys, maybe I should just play Ranger. The hell? Oh. Oh my god. It's a rogue. Oh. Oh. Hold that. Hold that too. I have to back up here, guys. There's a rogue. This is a terrible room to be fighting a ranger in, by the way. Like, maybe the worst in this whole module. That rogue just died. Damn good now. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to double drink there. My bad. Oh, those guys are friendly. We gotta have some friendly time. Okay, bro. Why am I getting teamed on this? Like, bro, this is some bullshit, bro. Killed rogue. Hold that. Dumbass. Okay, quick tip, guys. The reason I turned on him is because he instant went Panther. Just so you guys know. That's the reason you do that. Here we go, just baited him in. Ow. My god. It's another longsword gamer. Hit him once. Not a longsword gamer, it's a barb. Yep. That right now is the strength of the longsword right there. Okay. He wasted his sprint, so did I. Okay, hit him once. His pot's gonna run out before mine. Give him the legs. Give him the legs. Oh god. We got a tough situation here. Oh, that's a cleric. This guy's gonna get us both killed. He just doesn't understand that yet. Yep. There we go. I just had to trick him into. I gotta. So in real time, I don't really explain what I'm trying to do here because I'm trying to get away from the cleric, which by the way, unfortunately I did end up dying to this cleric. But essentially all I'm trying to do is get this guy to chase me so that I can just basically turn and burn him into the head. I could tell that he wasn't a super good player, so I figured it'd work. So all I did was turn around, put my sword away, hop away. As he chased, I immediately just turned on him and just triple headshot him with longsword, and that's all that is. This works surprisingly often if you haven't done it. It usually doesn't work more than once in a fight though. This clip is a little bit long. We run into several players along the way. By the way, I just wanted to note the fact that all we're seeing is clerics and fighters, and you'll see this also in the HR clips later, shows how strong these two classes are right now. They're way too overtuned at the moment, so I really do recommend playing fighter right now since it is really that strong right now. But also I wanted to keep this clip uncut because it kind of shows how you have to deal with clerics. I kill one from a third, and I actually just have to full run away from one when he pops his ability. Basically, if you see the glowing weapon and you hear the ability proc, you just run. You don't win it ever. Doesn't matter. He's going to out DPS you and take no damage. So just run. Just keep that in mind. That's kind of how you have to deal with clerics. Once their abilities are down, you can win. You still have to outbox them though, because they're going to have high will and PDR a lot of the times. Yeah, so I'm just going to let this clip roll. Okay, well they're fading. Nice, got him. We'll take a third, right? We'll take a third if we can. He's gonna get a full reset off. It's pretty unfortunate, actually. He got a full reset off with Heal Shrine. Yep. Okay. Oh. This crane floor is just gonna take the blue. I have to get out of this module. Okay, well, we outplayed the cleric again. And he just gets a reset there. He actually just died. Cleric did. Cleric died to the fighter. Yeah, you have to play it a little different. But that was well played by me, I think. He did get my second wind out of me, which sucks. He's gonna get a full reset off by the time we get back, so we're gonna have to fight him basically mano-a-mano. But if I can piece him up with bow first, his bow will do more damage. I think he had recurve. Headshot him. Oh, nice peek. That's kind of owning me. Got his timing down. Oh, he has a prod and I don't. See if I can wait out the prot. Yep, just out DPS him. Made him miss. I did miss once, to be fair, but I don't know, bro. There we go, GC. So I'm gonna get run down by a rogue, or I'm gonna just get landmined. Oh. You're lucky owning these guys. Here he is, right here. Oh, this is bad. Nice, he died. Oh, was that the most scuff fight you've ever seen? Because it was for me. Holy crap. I don't make the rules, brother. I just follow them. Okay, can we actually go back and loot this guy now? Okay, it was actually decent lantern shield. Oh my god, way better pants than we had. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'll take fighter gear when I can get it, bro. True Fizz, move speed. The knowledge cloak, though. The bard? Hit him once. It's a lantern shield fighter. Headshot him. Yeah, he's hurt. Had to put him down. Oh, give me those, dude. Give me those, bruh. Oh, this is nice. Not a bad arming sword either, actually. Nice, nice. What we got? Oh god. Good shot. He's got to serve. how much pressure you can put on with the serve, by the way, guys? That's why you run it. Do you take red? No way he just pulled up on me like that and took red, right? Oh, he... Ooh, hold that. He's just gonna insta-take red. Is this fight even worth it? He's gonna hold this angle. Hold that. Hold that. Hold that. Hold that. Go ahead and hold that for me, brother. Oh man, give me that longsword upgrade, baby. And a frost ammy? Bro. I'll take that. I actually want the frost ammy, I didn't want to drop it. Where'd the frost ammy go? Oh, it's right here. Spanglehelm? Yes, bro. I'll take this, actually. Big time. Lots of upgrades. So another fighter. There's a second wind already. I was really greedy there, guys. I didn't want to pop my second wind. I was really greedy. Paid off. Woo! I was hella greedy there. But it is nothing but fighters and solos right now, though, huh? Let's see what we got here. Rocking nothing. I kill a druid way too much and I have a dream about druid too? Yeah, it happens, bro. To add weapon? You're right, it's not horrible, it's just green, you know? Oh my gosh. 4 move speed, physical damage bonus on a monkey pendant? That's actually not bad. I don't like running Regal Gambeson. I don't like buckled boots either, but those aren't horrible. Guess we'll take a little bit of treasure to make some money. Oh wait, those are actually good gloves. I should have used my surge there. Oh, true. Should probably check the cape too, huh? I don't even have a cape on, so what am I doing? Might as well run it. Come on. No! Good fight, bro. I wanted to include this clip, guys, to show you kind of exactly what I expected to happen. I don't think I played this particularly perfect. I definitely didn't, as a matter of fact. But I did get gear diffed a little bit here, and it goes to show you, I did actually riposte him twice in the head and still lost the fight. That is partially a gear diff, but also the heater shield just makes it quite difficult because you could see I hit the heater shield twice on ripostes. That actually resets, but also you can check his gear here, and it was better. And that is the last longsword clip I have for you guys, and that should be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I put a lot of effort into this. I've been having a ton of fun playing fighter. I hope this video taught you something or was entertaining or both. I highly recommend you guys hop on fighter. I'll be cranking out some fighter builds once we actually have market. I'm sure there's going to be some insane builds come out. SSF has been fun, but I'm also ready for some lab crafted kits. All right, guys, take care. Love you all. I'll see you in the next one.